Thank you, Squarespace, for sponsoring this video.
Oh boy, are we back. It is that time of the year again to get up in the mountains, bring the camera with me, try to take some semi-decent landscape images. First backpacking trip of the year. We are at Crystal Lakes, Mount Rainier National Park, just near Sunrise on the backside of Crystal Mountain, which is the mountain that I ski at during the winter. And I didn't even know about this hike until just a few days ago. Driven by it so many times, but didn't realize that it looks absolutely stunning up there. So I'm pretty excited to go check it out. So we're gonna be camping at Upper Crystal Lake. And then for sunset, we're gonna hike up the ridge to Sourdough Gap, where we should get a pretty epic view of the surrounding mountains. Hopefully we can catch some golden hour light and get some good photos. If you're just getting into backpacking or even hiking in general, and you go on your first trip and you notice that the first mile, or even maybe 2 miles, seem dreadfully impossible, that's normal. It takes a good 1.5 miles for me. I feel like pretty much every trip to just warm up, get the body acclimated to carrying 45 pounds of gear, 2,800 feet up a mountain. There's the volcano poking through. My dad did a pretty good job getting my brother and I outside from a very young age, but I still feel as though I have only in the last 2, 3, 4 years come to even remotely appreciate how insanely beautiful this state is. It blows my mind every time I come out to a place like this, just how lucky we are out here in the Northwest. It's incredible. All right, with jello-y legs, I've made it to Lower Crystal Lake. I'm gonna be camping at Upper Crystal Lake. Another 1/2 mile to go. Yes, that water looks so damn refreshing. I am ecstatic to get in there. Oh, it's the perfect temperature too. Let's go. All right, Mamiya is set up on the tripod. Pretty sweet vantage point. I think this shot should be quite nice. And I'm just gonna go stand in the lake like a little poser. Shout out self-timer mode.
I don't wanna know, and I don't wanna ask, and so I do neither. Now we gather the grass you've sown. Oh, the stuff in down in my socks. You start kicking my shins, then they glow. The lights in
That's probably gonna call for a picture.
the candles we hold, so dimly alive. It's all alright. It's all alright.
Views are really starting to open up now. Oh man, this is just so beautiful. Holy shit. Mount Adams, Mount St. Helens way off in the distance there. You can see the top blown off of it. Sheep Lake. And that is quite the landscape. All right, we have made it to the top of Sourdough Gap, where the views are, not surprisingly, very spectacular. All right, time to see if it was worth it. Holy shit, I feel like this is gonna be a sheer cliff. Holy fuck. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, this is terrifying. Wow. I want to get a self-portrait up here, but I don't know if there's a safe way to do that. Okay, I've just got the Mamiya set up on the tripod. Gonna do a self-portrait. I don't know why this has turned into a self-portrait video. I had no intention of doing that, but whatever. First backpacking trip of the year. Got to document myself a little bit, as if I'm not already documenting myself enough on this fucking video camera. But anyway, I'm gonna get this and then probably a couple more shots, I guess, of the mountain, and then head back down to camp before it gets dark, because I'm not going down that path that I just went up in the dark, that's for sure.
Old voice coming from the earth, up my spine and in my mind.
For some reason, I took quite a few self-portraits on this backpacking trip, but they ended up being some of my favorites that I've gotten up in the backcountry. And it's been a few years in the making now, but still chugging along on this self-portrait in the backcountry series that I'm working on that I'd love to turn into a book someday. And at this rate, I probably have another 2 or 3 years before I have enough images to actually make a full-blown project out of this series.
I just saw this, but you can actually see Mount Hood right there, way off in the distance. That is crazy. You can see all the way to Oregon. All right, I'm getting my gear out of the way. I'm gonna go up the ridge a little bit and take a picture in the direction of Mount Adams and Mount Hood. This all in the foreground is gonna be super underexposed, but gonna try to split the difference a little bit. It's gonna be f8, 1/60th of a second on the tripod with the polarizer on. Come on, you're kidding me. The goal is to get a shot of this ridge line winding into the mountain on the 43. I think it'll look so cool. I've basically already shot it, but gonna try to shoot it in about 10 minutes when the light is a bit more colorful. Self-timer, 1/30th of a second, f8, polarizer in play.
Wooden fingers tapping on my bones, feel the rhythm and break the code.
So if I hang out over the edge a little bit, I can get this sunlight blasting the side of this ridge.
Could this place keep the devils at bay?
Just gonna take a quick peek at what is over this direction. Oh, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yet clamorous beauty to me. City spent, but there's still a spell in its song.
Alright, well, let me tell you, we're really going to be testing out the traction on my new Hoka hiking boots on the way down right now, because it is steep, rocky, slippery. Not looking forward to this, but I think it was very much worth it for the views that we just got of Mount Rainier and the surrounding mountains as well. Looking forward to getting back to the campsite, having some dinner, drinking some water, and calling it a night. I'll check in a little bit. Well, good morning. I'm all packed up, about to probably start heading back down towards the car. This little stream flows down from Upper Crystal Lake. I was noticing it yesterday, but the lighting wasn't super great on it. This morning it looked pretty good, so I'm gonna try to throw the Mamiya on the tripod, get a nice vertical long exposure of this creek, and then probably go eat some breakfast by the lake, see if there's a photo to get there, but probably not going to take a whole lot of photos on the way back down today. But I think this one has a lot of potential. All right, so ND filter is on with 5 stops of ND, f16, 2-second exposure. I'm also going to take a landscape shot of just this close little pool here. Could look nice. It's also going to be a 2-second exposure, 5 stops of ND. The bees love my camera for some reason. Well, everybody, that is going to wrap up my time at Upper Crystal Lake and Sourdough Gap and whatever the hell mountain that is. I got to look that up once I get service. Kind of curious, but really glad I did that last night, hoping some of those photos turned out. because if they did, I think they'll be pretty sweet. Great to be back out in the backcountry, backpacking again. Nothing like getting up to an alpine lake, taking a dip, taking some photos. Can't get enough of it. This was a perfect little warm-up hike for the rest of the season. Challenging enough, but not too challenging. Getting me prepared for some of the harder ones I want to do in the next few months. So got a couple shots left on this roll of portrait that I just loaded into the Mamiya. So if I see anything interesting on the way back down, I'll be sure to grab a photo of it. But for now, it's going to wrap up the first backpacking trip of the year. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the mountains very soon. Peace.
Squarespace is the best in the business when it comes to building a new website. Whether you're a photographer, artist, musician, or starting a new business, Squarespace has all the tools you need to get a professional website up and running. I recently hosted an entire online photography gallery that featured 100 photographers from around the world on my personal website, and that's all thanks to Squarespace. The website building interface is extremely intuitive and absolutely zero coding is necessary. They have a ton of fantastic templates to choose from, and from there you can begin to further customize the look and feel of your site to make it unique to you. On top of that, they have great e-commerce tools that let you keep track of orders, inventory, customers, offer memberships, and more. And with fantastic customer service, you're always in the clear if you ever need help along the way. If you'd like to receive 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain, head over to squarespace.com/Brae or use code Brae at checkout to do so.